Sometimes our hearts are affected in ways that we barely even notice, because often it happens little by little. Yeah, disappointment causes us to guard it. Sin can stain it. Pride can stiffen it. Fear can cause us to want to close it off. And before long, we need more than just a little encouragement. We need God to do what only He can do. And you know what? He doesn't just touch the surface. He cleanses. He restores. He renews from the inside out. He can take what's grown stony and stubborn and tired and numb. And you know what He does? He can replace that with tender, responsive. That's right. I want you to listen to today's word of life. It comes to you from Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 26. And I will give you a new heart, and I will put a new spirit in you. I will take out your stony, stubborn heart and give you a tender, responsive heart. I'm so thankful for scriptures like this, because when we feel that stony, stubborn, hardened part of ourselves, it's like we are numb to everything around us. I'm so thankful that He can do what only He can do as we come to Him, as we pray, as we seek His face, as we have that relationship with Him. He can help us to open that heart up. He can help us to live and love and feel again. All of a sudden, what once was numb, we start to feel with again. Now, there's a lot going on in the particular chapter where that word of life is coming from, but I wanted you to think about your heart. How is it today? Does it feel hardened, or does it feel soft and malleable? Let's do a little inventory this morning. Stick around. I've got some encouragement coming your way.
God is bigger than anything you're worried about. And I know sometimes the situation in front of you feels loud, heavy, just impossible to ignore, but none of it is bigger than the God who already knew about it before you did, okay? Nothing overwhelms Him. Nothing makes Him anxious. Nothing causes Him to step back and say, oh, I don't know what to do here. That's us. That's our reaction. You know, and that's why I think peace really just comes from simply remembering who God is. You know, not just focusing on what we're facing. Psalm 46:1 says, God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Ever-present. Not distant, not available only when life is easy. Present even here in this difficult moment that you're facing, in this trial. So, you know, whatever you're carrying right now, give it to God instead of letting it consume you. Because the problem may feel big to you, but it is still small in the hands of the one who holds everything together.
Not to flirt or anything, but if you were a dinosaur, you'd be a gorgeous-saurus. You're welcome.
Aw, gorgeous-saurus. Don't you love that? I got a few more. Okay, so how about a stegosaurus? Instead of a stegosaurus, someone who sweeps you off your feet, a stegosaurus. And this one, a brontos hottie instead of a brontosaurus. How about this one? A cutie dactyl. Or this one, I don't know what to think about this. You be the judge. T-Rex of my dreams. Aww. That's some romance in dinosaur form. I just had to share that with you. I don't know if your little one has gone through that dinosaur stage just yet, but you can have some fun with these. A few more dino puns out there, but just thought I'd keep it light, keep it fun, hopefully put a smile on your face. Thanks so much for hanging out with me right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. I think you're pretty awesome. Hopefully most of our kids are still in the bed right now because they're not having to go to school. I know, right? But some of them might be awake. They might be thinking, I can't go to sleep. Let me introduce you to what's called circadian rhythm. That's your body saying, hey, you've had me doing this for the past 10 months, and I'm going to keep doing it. It might take a little while for me to let you sleep. So if you're awake right now, I'm sorry. Hopefully you'll be able to go back to sleep. But anyway, I do have a little message, especially for, well, all of you who are coming up Maybe you're about to be a senior, or just wherever you are, however you're progressing, whatever grade you're going into in this next year. You're not quite out of high school yet. You've still got a ways to go. A little advice from a senior who just graduated. I get it. You're not even a full week into the summer break yet, and you're already feeling nervous about what comes next. I've got a little girl who is going from elementary school to middle school in this coming year. And things can get a little nervous right now. But if you're headed into high school, I found something. Miss B, I'd like to thank her for making this available to us to share, to talk about, to think about, because you see, she had a bit of a project for her seniors to work on. And this little nugget right here came from that. I'll let her tell you all about it. Listen to this one.
I want to read to you what one of my seniors wrote for their final. To the incoming freshmen, I may not know you, but I know exactly what you might be feeling right now. Anxious, excited, worried, confused, or maybe even all of those emotions at once, which is completely normal. I've been there too. Starting high school can feel overwhelming at first, but I promise you'll be okay. I'll try not to sugarcoat. High school is honestly weird. One moment you may feel like you have everything figured out, and the next you're stressing over assignments, friendships, presentations, and hundreds of other things all at once. But somewhere along the line, you start growing into yourself without even realizing it. I know this is sounding very cringe and corny, but bear with me for a moment. This is very important, once in a lifetime, 100% proven to be factual, solid advice. You're going to meet people who become some of your favorite memories, and maybe some of your worst too. You'll have teachers who genuinely care about you and want you to succeed. You'll have classes you absolutely love, and you'll also have classes that make you want to pull your hair out, which is 100% valid. We don't talk about science. Even if it feels overwhelming in the moment, it's completely normal. Most of the time, you don't even realize how much things have changed until you look back and think, wow, that was actually a lot. One thing I really want to talk about is procrastination. When you're behind a screen almost every day and nobody is physically looking over your shoulder, it becomes really tempting to procrastinate. It's easy to look at assignments and convince yourself there's plenty of time, or that because it's online work, it can wait until later. Then suddenly the quarter is almost over, assignments are locking, and you're stressed out trying to do everything at once. Trust me, this comes from experience. But I've learned that the work is actually much more doable than our brains make it seem. Starting is genuinely the hardest part. Once you figure out what works for you, things become so much easier. For me, having people keep me accountable and setting small goals throughout the day helped way more than just writing things in a planner and hoping for the best. Everyone works differently, so find whatever helps you stay motivated and stick with it. As long as it helps you succeed and turn in your work on time, that's what matters. Also, please don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Whether it's homework help or something personal, reach out to somebody, anybody, teachers, counselors, friends, classmates, or whoever. I'm sure there are so many people around you willing to support you with whatever you need. You do not have to figure everything out on your own, and asking for help does not make you weak. Also, don't be afraid to ask stupid questions, because chances are someone else is wondering the exact same thing. And please, enjoy things while they last. I know adults say that all the time and it sounds super fake and corny until suddenly you're a senior wondering where all the time went. Go to field trips, join clubs, talk to people, make memories out of even the small moments, because those are usually the ones you remember the most later on. Finally, don't put too much pressure on yourself to have everything figured out immediately. You're still growing, learning, and becoming the person you're meant to be. High school is not about being perfect. It's about learning from your experiences, making your mistakes, growing from them, and continuing to move forward. You've got this, even on days when it feels like you don't. If I somehow made it through high school, I know you will too. Sincerely, a former freshman, now a graduating senior.
This is Pastor Larry Walls with your Drive Time Devotion. From an early age, Lawrence lived and breathed the sport of golf. As a teenager, he was ranked one of the top 16 young golfers in the nation. Then at the beginning of his senior year in high school, Lawrence was in a horrendous automobile accident. He suffered severe injuries, but the most devastating was that his left arm had to be amputated just below the elbow. Now, Lawrence had never heard of a one-armed golfer, but then again, nobody had ever said it couldn't be done. As he healed, Lawrence began to swing a few golf clubs at the rehab center, and his mother and a psychologist sought out someone that could design a prosthetic hand for him. After several months of practice with this new hand, Lawrence hit a ball one day and it landed more than 200 yards away. He knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that he was back. Lawrence rejoined his high school golf team, scoring even better than before, and is now in college on a golf scholarship. Lawrence had an opportunity to speak to a young group of children who had also lost limbs, and he told them this: "Don't you ever think that just because you're missing a limb, that it makes you a lesser person. Think of it as something that can make you stronger." He said, "I would love to be the first ever pro golfer with a prosthetic hand. I knew that if I don't succeed, I won't be a failure, because I fail only if I don't try." 1 Corinthians 9:26 says, "Therefore I do not run like a man running aimlessly. I do not fight like a man who is beating the air." Just remember this: in the long run, you only hit what you aim at, so aim well. Pray with me. God, help us aim well and shoot straight, that we might hit the target that we're striving for. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Your word of life today from Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 26, in the New Living Translation of the Bible. "And I will give you a new heart, and I will put a new spirit in you. I will take out your stony, stubborn heart and give you a tender, responsive heart." I'm so thankful for the work that only God can do. You know what I mean? Yeah, being able to take somebody who is so bitter and so cold and turn them into somebody who feels again. Maybe that was you at some point. Yeah, has he done a work in your life? Well, that work is worth talking about. So why don't you share this word of life and tell somebody what it means to you, as only you can. We've got it for you in photo form on Facebook, Instagram, and X, and it's always right there at the top of our website, 885jfm.com. So just a few days ago, I was helping move some furniture. So my grandpa-in-law is 98 years old, and he's been in a memory care facility. And unfortunately, his dementia has been causing some problems with his eating, and so he's not been eating. It's hard for him to eat anything unless it's pureed, it's mushed up, and they couldn't accommodate him at the place that he was at, so they had to find another place for him. Now, he had already been picked up and been transported to the new place, but it was up to us to get the furniture out of his old room and get what he needed to his new room, and whatever was left over back to his house. And so that's exactly what we did. Now, I was with my mother-in-law and also with my aunt and uncle-in-law, and then their two grandkids. And there's something I noticed about those two grandkids. They had an amazing imagination, because when we were busy doing things, they were busy keeping themselves occupied. Whether it was with action figures or whatever they chose to do, whether they were playing with each other or separately, they used their imaginations, and it got them through. I wonder, when's the last time you used your imagination in a positive way? Okay, now when's the last time you used your imagination in a negative way? You ever done that before? Oh, I bet you have. You just probably never thought of it like that, using your imagination in a negative way. But to unpack that, I want you to listen to this. It's a little long, but it's worth it. See what you think.
Think back to the moments in your life when you were certain everything was ending. Those times when the difficulties seemed insurmountable, when you believed you could not possibly continue, when you were convinced that this particular pain would destroy you. And yet here you are. You survived. You endured. You are standing here now, stronger than you were before those moments, carrying the wisdom that only experience can teach. Every single difficult time you thought would end you has passed. Time moved forward, as it always does, in what now seems like the blink of an eye. And this reveals something crucial. Time will pass regardless. The question is not whether it will pass, but how you choose to spend it while it does. Will you spend it in constant battle with what is, or will you recognize that this too shall pass, just as everything before it has passed? The most extraordinary thing about human suffering is that the vast majority of it never actually happens. We torture ourselves endlessly with scenarios that exist only in imagination, with futures that never arrive, with catastrophes that never materialize. As the Roman philosopher Seneca observed, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. And if you examine your own experience honestly, you will find this to be absolutely true. Right now, in this present moment, ask yourself, what is actually wrong? Not what might go wrong tomorrow, not what went wrong yesterday, not what could potentially happen next week or next year. Right now, In this breath, in this second, what is the actual problem? More often than not, you will find that the present moment itself is quite bearable. The suffering exists almost entirely in thought, in the mind's ceaseless commentary about what is happening rather than in what is actually happening. This is the peculiar trap of human consciousness. We have been given the ability to remember the past and imagine the future, and we use these gifts to create elaborate prisons for ourselves. We take one difficult moment and project it forward infinitely, convincing ourselves that this pain will last forever, that this situation defines us, that there is no way out. But this is fiction. This is the mind telling stories, and we believe these stories so completely that we mistake them for reality. Here is something you must understand. Life is fundamentally, irreducibly uncertain. You cannot know what will happen next. You cannot control outcomes. You cannot guarantee that things will work out as you hope. And the suffering you experience comes not from this uncertainty itself, but from your desperate attempt to escape it, to achieve certainty where none exists, to control what cannot be controlled. You are exhausting yourself, fighting against the basic nature of existence. It is like standing in a river and demanding that the water stop flowing. The water will continue to flow regardless of your demands, and you will simply tire yourself out with the effort of resistance. But the moment you stop fighting, the moment you accept that the river flows and that you are in it, something remarkable happens. The struggle ceases, and without the struggle, there is peace. Now, you have spent your life believing that happiness is something you must pursue, something you must achieve, something that exists outside of you waiting to be found. You think, I will be happy when I get this job, when I find this relationship, when I achieve this goal, when circumstances align in this particular way. But this is backwards. This is precisely backwards. Happiness is not something you can chase. The more you pursue it, the more it eludes you. This is what we might call the backwards law. When you chase happiness, you are implicitly stating that you do not have it now, and this very belief prevents you from recognizing that happiness is your natural state when you stop disturbing it with constant wanting and fearing and striving. You are looking outside for what has been inside all along. You are seeking in the future what is only ever available now. You are trying to become something you already are. The peace you seek, the contentment you crave, the happiness you pursue, it is not somewhere else. It is here, obscured only by your belief that it is somewhere else. And perhaps the greatest source of suffering is this: your concern with what others think of you. How much of your energy is consumed by this question, what will people think? You modify your behavior, censor your words, hide your true self, all in service of managing the opinions of others. You live in constant fear of judgment, of disapproval, of not measuring up to some imagined standard. But here is the liberating truth. People are not thinking about you nearly as much as you imagine. They are far too busy thinking about themselves, worrying about what you think of them, caught up in their own concerns and dramas. The audience you imagine watching and judging your every move, it does not exist. And even if they do judge you, even if they do disapprove, what is it that they are judging? They are judging their idea of you, their interpretation of you, their projection onto you. They are not seeing you as you actually are. They are seeing their own thoughts about you. And you are doing the same thing, judging yourself according to what you imagine they might be thinking, which is itself a creation of your own mind.
Hey, thanks for hopping on the podcast today. I just wanted to welcome you in and let you know that today's show is brought to you from a live radio show. So you may hear me pitch to music. Unfortunately, I can't play it for you here on the podcast because of legal stuff, but don't worry, I've still devised 2 ways for you to enjoy the music. It's all in the description right now. Yeah, there's a Spotify music playlist and a separate song list, so you can check out the music for yourself. Sound good? Also, look for other things in that description as well. You'll find a link to the family edition of the show, which is the expanded version, which has a lot more of the shout outs and other things we don't put in the focused version of the podcast. Just follow that link right there. Okay? All right. Anytime you'd like to hang out with me live, you can. I'm on from 6 to 10, Monday through Friday, Central Time. Just go to our website, 885jfm.com. Click the On Now button and press play. Again, I'm on from 6 to 10, Monday through Friday, Central Time. I would love to hang out live with you. Now, let's get back to the show. Psst. So how's it going? How's summer break turning out for you and your family? Yeah, are the kids bored yet? Oh, you know what? The weather yesterday may have hampered your plans. Maybe it didn't make for a very eventful Memorial Day. There's a whole lot of, staying in the house because it was pouring outside. But maybe you got to watch a movie together with the kids. I don't know. There's just something about being able to take something ordinary and turning it into what feels extraordinary for our kids. Are you good at that? Yeah, me either. I'm not really great at it, but I'm so glad to find little tips and tricks on how to make that kind of stuff happen. So Ethan, well, if this happened to him, I'm going to let him share his story. And it's so simple, but it made such a huge impact for his kids. So see what you think of this and if it might be able to serve you well in the future. Here, take a listen.
Half of parenthood is just becoming really good at marketing ordinary life. You know what I mean? Like, you just try to turn the mundane into the spectacular. Like this morning, we wake up, it's Memorial Day, no school, and it's pouring rain, 50 degrees out. Kids are all bummed because we can't go outside. And I said, no. This is actually a really good thing. My oldest, who's 4, is looking at me like, what are you talking about? I said, this means we get to go do a comfy car ride. What's a comfy car? I said, hold on. You've never done a comfy car ride before? As if I'm not the one that would have to do that for him. But anyway, I said, a comfy car ride. That's where you and your sister get to go pick out your favorite blanket. We get in the truck with no shoes on, drive in the rain to go get munchkins. Oh my gosh, let's go. They run, get their favorite blankets. I'm carrying them out to the truck one by one under the umbrella, getting them tucked in the back seat. And I'm telling you, we drove around listening to their favorite songs. They're eating their munchkins and they just keep talking about how comfy they are. I mean, honestly, kids will let you turn anything into a core memory if you just commit. And then somewhere along the lines, like those normal moments, they become pretty spectacular to you too.
I love it. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to do the super, the huge things. Just make memories. Turn those normal things into extraordinary things. With just a little twist, a little turn, just a little change. Get your comfy blanket. We're not wearing shoes. We're going on a ride. We're going to get some munchkins or donuts or whatever it is that you like, right? Yeah, I thought that was perfect. Magical for the kids. And it's really just a little twist on a normal thing. So hopefully that gives you some ideas. All right, I got more great music headed your way. Songs that will uplift you. Songs that will help you remember that you are not alone. In fact, let's hear the story behind this song and then enjoy it together. It's Micah Tyler with Perfectly. Every now and then I come across something that really grabs my attention and I think, hey, I'm not the only person who needs to hear that. So I want to share it with you. Now, this is from Candace Barnes. I've been following this lady a lot here lately. I've been loving her content. I think you'll love it too when you hear what she has for you. See what you think of this.
I heard a quote today and it hit a little different. It said, sometimes nothing good happens to you because you are the good that happens to others. Sweetheart, sit with that for a moment. If you've been showing up faithfully, pouring out generously, holding a space for everyone around you, and wondering why it never seems to come back your way, I want you to hear this. You are not being overlooked. You are not being forgotten. You are the answer to someone's prayer right now, in this season. The way you love without keeping score, the way you stay solid when everything around you is shaking, the way you give even when your own cup isn't full. That's not ordinary, my darling. That is a calling. And what's sown in love is never, ever lost. Keep being exactly who you are. Your harvest is on its way. I love you.
I wonder if maybe you felt a little hardened lately. I wonder if maybe you felt a little guarded lately with your own heart. Yeah, I know. Life can be tough. There are all kinds of situations, circumstances that we find ourselves facing, and sometimes it's tough. Sometimes you start to expect less than, right? Yeah, been there before. Sometimes even you can feel jaded to what's going on around you. But I'm so thankful that that very heart inside you today is here with me right now. Thank you for hanging out with me right here. This morning we have run the gamut of emotions from teary, really heartfelt, all the way up to downright weird. We're talking about out there. I mean, who would have thought I'd talk about toe knuckle hair on the radio? But I did, and I laughed my butt off. And I hope you did too. You see that heart on the inside of you? You know what? It must be receiving today. It must be feeling a few things. I'm thankful for that. I'm sure that you are too, that you are not stuck. And no matter what you're going through, you can still feel. And that's really what I want you to remember today, is you're not numb by patterns. You don't have to stay stuck in your feelings. Maybe you just need a change. Maybe you need something as simple as a walk outside to kind of get your thoughts together. I don't know, maybe for you at home right now, off of this school year, you're like, I don't know what to do with myself. I got you. It can be kind of boring. But hey, look for what brings you joy. What lights you up? Research that. Find ways to do that and see what happens. Yeah? That's a call for all of us today. Pay attention to what's going on around us and make sure that we can still feel, that we can feel compassion for those who need it, that we can be happy with those who are successful, that we can champion them on. Yeah, you got a beautiful heart. Use it today for God's glory and watch what happens. It's been an absolute blast hanging out with you this morning. I'm so glad we got to do it together. Let's do it again tomorrow, say from 6 to 10. Does that sound good to you? Okay. Have the best Tuesday ever.